What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are getting back on the New Edge Coyote swap today. Lot to cover, a lot of fitment testing. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to answer a whole lot of questions today, so we're going to get this thing pushed in the shop and get rocking. All right, boys, so here we go. Let's get rocking and rolling on the New Edge swap. Guys, we pressure washed the engine bay. Everything looks 100% better, cleaner. It's amazing how a car that's a little bit newer will clean up a little bit better, but yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Not going crazy with the engine bay. It's going to look pretty well stocked. But, yeah, so what is on the docket today, guys? There's a couple of questions we got to answer. And the first one is we need to see if the oil pan, stock Coyote oil pan, is going to clear the K-member, because we don't know. So we're about to find that out together. That should be an adventure. Second question we have, I'm not 100% sure, depending on how everything goes, if we're going to be able to answer that or not, but these headers are for a Fox body. Now, obviously, this is a Fox chassis also, but you know, there are some changes. These headers are made to work with a Fox body with an aftermarket K-member, so be interesting to see how those fit. Probably going to take the transmission off just so we can move stuff around and get an idea of clearances, but it's going to be an adventure today, boys. Main thing is we're going to answer a lot of questions. If we do need to order some other, you know, a different oil pan, if we need to look at different options for headers, we're going to know that too. But either way, yeah. Maybe we need to order parts. Who knows? You know, we'll figure it out one way or another. That's what we're doing, guys. Let's do it. So not 100% sure, guys, what we're gonna run into, but we're gonna go ahead and take this this rear chassis brace off just for the heck of it before we actually get the engine in here. Possibility we might have to trim here. Don't know, but.
Get over here on this side. Come down.
All right, guys, here we go. I'll try to let you watch as we drop this down. All right, what's we got?
I'm gonna take the steering shaft off first. I forgot about it.
Oh, yep. All right, guys, stand by. We gotta take the steering shaft out.
Yeah.
All right, gents, about time to come down again. And if you're wondering why, the steering shaft comes through right here. So yeah, steering shaft's got to come out, which we knew that, but anyway, we're too excited to get this engine in. Yeah. What do you think? Ready to drop?
Let's go back there.
All right, gents, here we go.
Another thing.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm gonna have to undo the brake booster and all that.
Lay it over out of the way.
Yeah. I know to pull a 4-cam, I have to do that just to pull a 4-cam from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I just pull it back out.
Okay. All right, guys, stand by. All right, boys, hydro boost is out of the way. The reason you got to do this is because basically your driver's side cam cover sits right underneath here. So just hit these studs from the inside, and then you got the
that clutch cable too.
Yeah, well.
No, you know it's right over the top of it.
Yeah, it is too. I didn't think about that. Yep. But yeah, guys, unless if you're coming through the top, which we are, just because it's simpler, you know, to leave the K member and everything in there, then you're going to need to do this and make it a lot easier. Drop that engine in. But again, if you're coming in from the top, don't worry about it.
All right.
Yep, that's it. All right, boys, last but not least, your throttle cable, which comes through right here. Once that engine's in, guys, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to get to those bolts. So go ahead and take your throttle cable out because you are officially drive-by-wire. So. Hey, show me.
Kick the front over.
What's that?
Kick the front wheel over. There we go. This is good. Bring it clear. I don't know if it's going to fit or not. Here we go, huh? Yeah, we're about to know in a minute. Oh.
You gonna drop it?
Yeah, easily has that. Mode. Shoot the way over.
It's no,
No.
it's touching the.
Here. You just work the lift over.
Okay.
Yeah, hold it a second. Just start getting on the header over here.
Yes, sir. All right, gents, update here. Looking fairly decent on this side. Guys, one quick note, this thing that your overflow tank sits on, keep an eye on that. Probably best just take it out, but just keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't punch a hole in the oil pan. This is kind of where we're getting into it right here, guys. We're going to try and raise it up, but we're doing it clearly with the headers on. This is why this is kind of being a challenge, but it's already on the pad. So we're going to try to level it up, drop it, push it back, level it up, drop it, push it back. Not going to happen?
I don't think so.
What do you think?
I drop K-member.
Yeah.
What it's looking like. I'm just trying, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a try. Yeah, it's not looking good, boys. We've got a little room to come back. You can see it's tight. We got a little room, but not like we're not gonna get past that.
No, we ain't gonna get past that.
No, it ain't gonna happen. All right, guys, went ahead and pulled it out. The issue we're having is this primary right here. If we had like the Cook's headers or something that come way back.
Yeah, like the other side too. The other
Yeah.
side, it sweeps back.
Because we're actually making it fine right here. We could have sat it down, but that one primary tube's hitting there. And those headers, clearly, with the stock K member, you're not going to bolt these headers on in the car. You will not get to these bolts, especially these. Yeah. All right, boys, that escalated quickly. Went ahead and got the K member out. Again, guys, with the headers being on it, it's just not going to happen. So, probably best to just do it this way to begin with. But you can see there's like the easiest way, just leave the strut and the brakes and everything like hooked up. That way you don't have to, you know, bleed the brakes and all that good stuff. And, you know, theoretically, we could have saved ourselves the time of disconnecting the hydro boost and all that. But you know what? You get to learn all this as we go. So now we've got the actual K member down here on the cart so we can get a extremely good view of what's actually going to be happening. Yeah, and once we we'll set this K-member on the stand, and then we'll be able to get a good look everywhere and see how everything fits. So kind of works out, you know, it's a little extra work, but 20 minutes later, here we are.
Oh yeah, pan all in the way right there.
That's pretty much, it's pretty much off.
Yeah. Pan's in the way quite a bit right there.
Let's see what we got here. Where's that light at? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's touching a lot.
Oh, yeah. That's not going to work. Well, gents, pan is not going to work. Now, it's not to say we can't maybe do a little spacing. Yeah, cut it.
Yeah.
Space it.
Cut it.
Something.
Cut it. Cut it. Yeah, cut it.
Yeah, because we're not. All right, gentlemen. So, you see it here first. This is where the pan was hitting. And it's, yeah, right. There's a hump right here. Now, actually, when we did the pan for the Coyote that went in the truck, it also hit in this exact same spot. And we just had the pan modified. So this is a situation you don't want to cut out right here. This is the structural integrity of this factory K-member. So you can do a new K-member, or you can modify that pan, or you can buy another pan. But it's not going to work. I mean, if you really wanted to, you might be able to get a big hammer and go to town. I definitely wouldn't do that, but I'll get around the side here, and you can see this is the issue right here. This whole hump right here. So if you cut it right there, it fit just perfect. And that's essentially what the Moroso pan does. It goes straight and then kicks down, and it just drops down a little further so you don't lose any of that capacity. But that is the issue, gentlemen. So, oil pan is off, boys. And luckily for your viewing pleasure, we had another one sitting over here. Now I'll kind of show you what we had to do. This basically the same concept as what we did with the 71 F100. As you can see, you basically just come in and cut this hump out, and then you're essentially making it a flat pan. So there you go, and then just weld that up. Like I said, worked like a charm in the truck. So
Yeah, just be 2 flat pieces of metal.
definitely. Hey boys, last update for the day. We got it cut back. You can see it is close. Probably gonna have to trim that back over here just a touch, but try to, hopefully you guys can see that. It's close, y'all, but that will work. That will absolutely work. You can see where it comes down in the back. Plenty of space, so. Looks like the headers are clearing everything right now. It's a little tight right there. It's mainly just this side, y'all. Everything else looks good. Let me check this side real quick. Header clearance. Oh yeah, we got plenty of room on this side. So that's gonna be about a wrap for today, boys. We gotta send that pan off, get it modified. All right, boys, so stay tuned to this. We also got to get the rack on there. It may need offset rack bushings. Don't know that either. We're just going to keep fooling with it. Like I said, any bit of information we get you, we'll give it to you. And if you're doing this swap, you definitely want to stay tuned for this series, because we're going to, anything we run into, we're going to bring it to you. So if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And we're going to get this pan modified and move on, and of course all the other builds as well. Make sure you're at Ford Takeover later.